The power of intention behind our action. As a society, we are programmed to focus on actions. But when we take a step back from the actions and examine and connect with the intentions behind those actions, then that experience can be very rewarding. In this video, we are going to look at how intention shapes the interaction between people and the power of both individual as well as collective intention. Hi, this is Nirmala Shekhar, a coach and a body talk practitioner, and we are currently exploring our spiritual needs in a map of self-care. As human beings, we are hardwired to look for intention behind our interactions with people. When we meet people, we look for the intention behind their actions or their words. We all have a friend of ours who delights in calling us stupid or some other word, and we feel good about it because we know that those words are spoken out of affection. And we also have experiences when we share our ideas and people react with nice, good, interesting, and we cringe inside. Not because those words are not good, but because we are able to sense the intention behind those words. And when we meet a stranger, sometimes we feel very uncomfortable because we are not able to understand the intention behind their words or their actions. Our intentions carry a certain energy, vibration, or frequency around it. And this energy is louder than the words we speak or the actions we take. Simon Sinek popularized the idea of starting with the why. Starting with the why is starting with our intentions. Both are the same. When we spend time understanding, examining, and connecting with our intentions, those intentions form the blueprint for our actions. When we construct a home or a house, we always spend time preparing the blueprint. And that blueprint allows us to build the right house exactly as we wanted. And it also allows us to build the house in the most effective manner. And when we do need to do renovations, again, the blueprint comes in handy. It tells us which renovations are doable and which ones are not. When we connect with our intentions, it allows us to take actions which are appropriate for the outside environment. A good example, during this period of lockdown, almost every country had periods of time when school education had to go online. And teachers rose to the occasion. Many of them, late in life, learned new technology, equipped themselves with things that they were not comfortable with so that the education process could continue. Why was this possible? It's because of the intention of the teachers. The intention of the teachers was not going to school and delivering a class. The intention of the teachers, almost in every part of the world, is to educate their children. And so, when the external environment changed, that intention equipped the teachers with the necessary strength and motivation needed to learn the new technology and adapt to a changing external world. Knowing and connecting with our intentions is a very powerful process. Let's look at how we can connect with our intentions. If I already have an existing project, can I still tap on the power of intention? Certainly. At any point in the lifetime of a project or an activity, we can always go back, examine, identify, and clarify our intentions. And that process will bring us greater clarity and also freedom and flexibility to work with our projects and our activities. But the true power of intention comes when we start with it. When we take time out to identify what our intentions are and then nurture it, connect to it with our thoughts, with our imagination, and with words of affirmation. When we do that, we are nurturing that intention in our inner world. And slowly over time, that intention starts growing in our inner world. Just like when a seed puts down roots in the soil and grows downward first, and then when it is ready, it starts growing above the soil. Similarly, when the intention is ready to be manifest in our outer world, then we start seeing some symptoms of it. Firstly, we may start observing lots of opportunities coming our way, opportunities that are knocking at our door, synchronicities, coincidences. And very often, this massive inner urge or impulse to take action. And when we do honor that impulse or urge, lots of things start happening in the outer world. And things start happening very fluently, very effortlessly, as though there is a power higher than us guiding through that process. And we just need to allow ourselves, open up ourselves to participate in that process. But if we do not take that action, when that inner urge is there, inner prompt is there, due to fear, due to being out of our comfort zone, and sometimes because we are not able to see the end result, we're not able to visualize where this is headed, we may not be able to take action. When that happens, the intensity of that intention sort of dims down a little bit. But when we repeatedly start doing this, not taking action, then this intention that we have nurtured starts becoming a dream, and then a regret, and then something that we are guilty of, and even maybe a source of sorrow or grief for us. So it is very important that we identify what our intentions are, connect with them, nurture them, and then act on them. And I want to end this segment with a beautiful quote from sage Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, some 2000 years ago. It sort of sums up the entire process very beautifully. When you are inspired by some great purpose, some extraordinary project, all your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations. Your consciousness expands in every direction, and you find yourself in a new, great, and wonderful world. Dormant forces, faculties, and talents become alive, and you discover yourself to be a greater person by far than you ever dreamed yourself to be. Perfect summary for this entire process of working with intentions. In one particular area, the power of intention really shines, and that is in the area of collective intention. In the early 2000s, I read a book by Lynne Mctaggart. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. If not, please excuse me. She wrote the book, The Intention Experiment, which was mind blowing. It talked about intention, why it works, the power of intention, and then she invited all her readers to participate in her intention experiments. And these experiments are still available. Anybody can find out her website and then sign in to be part of her intention experiments. Right now, she has got around 31 of 35 different experiments with positive results. And what she did is identify different subjects, and then she would invite her participants to hold a common collective intention at a particular common time. And the subjects would be evaluated by a team of scientists before the collective intention and then after the collective intention. And these subjects were very varied, starting from seeds that grew and yielded much more, plants that displayed more positive qualities, water whose quality improved, better peace and lesser violence in war-torn areas, health of people, relationships of people, many different kinds of subjects. And 31 of these 35 different experiments yielded positive results. But what was most astounding was that this was not a one-way process. It was not a process where I, as a participant, gave somebody that common collective intention. As a participant, I benefited equally from that process. So if I held an intention of peace in a war-torn area, then I probably over the next few days found myself more peaceful and greater presence of peace in my life. And similarly, with healing, with love, with loving relationships, all the participants found their own lives were enhanced in much more meaningful ways because they participated in that particular collective intention. And this brings to my mind a prayer that I have been chanting from when I was very young. And in the early stages, it was just a chant because I was taught that. But over the years, I have realized just what a powerful prayer and intention, a collective intention it is for this world. The prayer goes something like this: Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds, all the universes be happy. And when we wish happiness for everybody else, that same happiness comes back to us multiplied manifold. Here's wishing you all greater happiness and success in whatever you do. Thank you for joining me. This is Nirmala Shekhar signing off. Bye-bye. Namaste. Do subscribe and hit the bell button for more weekly content on self-care. And if you want even more actionable content on self-care, do join me in the Facebook group for weekly lives, discussions, and more tips.